Powerful queen, beautiful thing, follow your dreams, yeah. It's not what they say, but what they need, follow your dreams, yeah. Anything you put your mind to, if you believe, gotta believe. Anything you put your mind to, gotta believe, yeah. If you believe, yeah. Gotta believe, yeah.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone.
Okay.
But you can live pretty well.
Ooh, okay. So, what moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with?
You want to take that one for you?
Sure. I think for me, the moment that I knew, like, or I guess it confirmed that she was the one I wanted to do this with, was the fact that she helped me move out here to my apartment for med school. I'm in St. Martin, and she'll leave, or she leaves and will be back in 4 days.
I think 3 days.
2-3 days, again, for my white coat ceremony. So literally buying a flight or 2 back-to-back flights, you know, and it costs, okay? It ain't cheap, but I think the fact that she's willing to do that without a hesitation, you know, to do that really speaks like, dang, like she would do this for me, and I truly appreciate that, and it speaks a lot. So I think that moment really like, wow, yeah, definitely the right person I want to go through this with.
Yeah. And he made it so easy to not come to his white coat. Y'all, like,
I'm really understanding, like,
it's
again,
like, you know, you don't have to come. I'm not expecting anybody to be there. It's fine. If you can't, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, be quiet. That is not something that I would ever miss, knowing like
you have
what
a
we
whole
went
test
through.
this week.
I have a test, yes, absolutely. But
You know what I'm saying?
it's not a,
Focus on your test.
yes, but it's
Welcome
not
to
a
school.
test that
get
I
it.
would sacrifice, you know, like, it's not like some big major exam that I would, you know, sacrifice everything for.
Yeah.
But yeah, wouldn't miss it for the world.
Because I'm really understanding, so that's why, like, I expect that in return, like, if I can be as understanding, like, that's why I said.
Very understanding, annoyingly understanding, by the way.
You know,
I know, you can't help it, you sweet. Okay, so the moment for me that confirmed that this was the person that I wanted to do this with is just seeing how he takes like such good care of me. Like, I get torn up by mosquitoes. I have so many repellents. I've used several. They do not work for me. I don't know what happens, but mosquitoes love me. Despite all of my efforts. And I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, itching, just uncomfortable. Like, they'll swell to this size on my leg, like just in extreme discomfort. And like, he woke up and like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And I'm like not trying to like wake him up, and he gets up, y'all, and gets ice, and like ice is like my different mosquito bites at like 4 o'clock in the morning, without me asking, without any hesitation, without any complaints, just gets up to do it. Like, oh, you're uncomfortable, let me help you. And somebody that'll take care of you to like that extent, just without you even having to ask or even having to blink twice, is just somebody that you know you want around that can take care of you in your times of need. And that just like really confirmed, like, okay, this dude might be all right. He might be all right.
it was just ice.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, child, please. I'd have been like, oh, you gotta figure that situation out, baby.
Oh my god.
You gotta figure that out. I'm sweet.
See, understanding. I'm the understanding you can see. Okay.
What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through with this?
Shit, the moment I seen you, it like I said, Y'all think it's fairy tale when you say, like, dang, like, I fell in love, like, first sight? I was first sight, like, man, he shot me in my ass, and I was like, damn, that's her, like.
It wasn't first sight for me.
Yeah, it was doggy dog. Like, I really have to reevaluate myself, like, damn, am I really ugly? Like, if y'all guys out there be, like, getting dogged, and a girl dog you so bad, you be like, damn, bro, am I really out of there? Like, ain't nobody gonna tell me. Like, you really like gotta look in the mirror and be like, damn, is my swag on? Do I stink? Like, what is it? Y'all be that bad. Like,
I was being mean, but
if y'all know her, you see that face? We know when to hush. Next question.
Well, why I wanted to go through this with you, I've been with Stefan for a while, and I know who he is and how he can be. Some days he wants to kind of go against the grain, but at the end of the day, he's very supportive. Always trying to be there for me and make sure that everything is easier for me so that I don't have to be so stressed. Now granted, he will stress me out sometimes, but I think he tries to regroup and kind of go back to being, not so stressful.
Again, this is relationship 101, because it ain't just peaches and cream. This shit hard as fuck. Like, damn.
She not gonna bleep you.
Well, she gonna bleep me then.
Stop.
This is real.
What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with? From the moment I met him, I knew that I wanted to make it work in school, not in school, whatever situation I was in. I wanted to make this relationship work with him because, I felt for him very quickly, and I was definitely not going to let him go. So, but the moment that confirmed for me that it was going to work really well, dating in school, was the night before my board exams, which I was incredibly stressed, and it was kind of a difficult time for me. And the night before, he went out and brought me all of my favorite foods, which was so sweet because he knew all of my favorite foods, and we'd only been together for a few months, but he knew so much about me already. And he bought me like candles, relaxing candles, and lavender bubble bath, and he made me a bubble bath, then he made me these food displays and snacks and all of these amazing things he did for me the night before. And he told me just to go alone in the room, alone in the bath, just study and focus and try and relax. And he gave me a back massage before I went to sleep, and I made sure the house was really quiet so I could go to bed early. And that was really an amazing moment that I knew that he was going to be unbelievably supportive through the rest of dental school, and he could appreciate those tough moments for me, and he knew what to do in the moment to make it easier on me. It almost made me want to take more board exams.
What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with?
What you got?
Well, it's, I guess, several moments, but every time I call you, you come through for me. Every time I have an issue, he's there.
I guess.
Yeah.
I try to be. Moment wise, like she said, it's really a collection of moments, big and small. It's not just just one set time where I was like, oh yeah, it's the continual I got your back, even when we have big arguments and things like that. Just being able to say, you know what, we're still gonna stick with it, because we've had times where it's been really, really, really rough, and we decided together to keep pushing, and every time we decide to keep pushing, it seems like it gets better. At least it does to me. So.
And I just wanted to add, I realized the moment that he was like really, really serious about it was, I think, the year that we first met. It was Christmas and you brought me that case necklace, a diamond necklace, and I gave him like a $5 gift because I wasn't sure, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was serious, you know.
Yeah.
Like early on.
But it was like I wasn't sure. I was like,
well, I'm glad I was able to do something to make you sure.
But now I know, yeah.
What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with?
Oh, ladies first. Gentlemen.
I don't think it was a moment. I think it was moments, like a collection of things, you know. When I was home, our like late night drives, or when we park by the little spot in Biscayne.
Oh, your spot?
Yeah, my favorite spot.
Mm-hmm.
So like we sit in the car and we talk. So I think that was a good thing that really made me feel like, oh, he's pretty cool. Various conversations we've had, moments shared, him being so helpful, especially when I was taking boards. Oh my God. You know, just a collection of things. It wasn't like a specific moment that made me feel like, oh, it's the one. But yeah. Sir.
First moment would have been the first time we hang out. Like, it was supposed to be bowling.
Oh yeah. We didn't go bowling.
It didn't happen, so it was this.
We had
it
dinner.
Portuguese. It was something else. Like, it was some other restaurant, like Lebanese restaurant.
Yes.
So it was
Lebanese
just
restaurant.
like, you know, the whole vibe was just like, I'm like, wow, okay. I knew she was cool in high school. I mean, she didn't get to see my side of the story, so.
Yeah, because it was real weird and quiet.
First of all, that's not weird.
Somebody's
just
it's
quiet.
all right.
First of all, high school was just a moment. I'm like any of y'all. Anyway.
Anyways.
So that time, it was just like, I don't know, like the whole time, I mean, I had no intention of just like going out to dinner. And the very first time, it was just supposed to be just like catching up, you know, just like this both and catch up on what the latest thing you've been up to. But with the dinner, it ended up being weird or awkward or anything like that.
Yeah,
We were just like joking the whole night.
Yeah.
Of course, she was like joking in Korean, which was really weird to me. Sorry, she was that Haitian. My God. But that added to the low. You know what? She might be alright. She cool. And from that point on, the rest is history. Other than that, with every recurring dating, and it was just like the same thing. It's like, so it's consistent. So in other words, she wasn't really putting in front on the first date. It's like, oh, that was really truly her, and I actually.
In short, he was dating your girl from the
just
get-go.
I was like, okay, no.
Even though he made it seem as if he didn't want your girl, but that's a fact.
That wasn't really part of the question.
Well.
Right, but yeah, long story short, it's just that, you know what, she's cool. It's not just about the look, it's like we really get along, and a lot of our values, you know, just
We have very similar values, that does help.
So yeah, we just aligned, so I was like, yeah, you know, she might be the one. Stop that. Stop that.
Yeah. What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with? Deep. I think for me, like how I was saying, like what made kind of confirmed, like him with me was more of like how I've seen him be kind of like that support system for me, and you know, especially now with like second year, how kind of rough it's been. I think that's just, I don't know. I lost what I was saying.
I know that moment, but I'm not gonna share that.
You're not gonna share that.
What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with?
What was your moment, babe?
What was my moment? Well, I knew my moments well before we got to dental school. I
our first big time that we were kind of tested with our relationship in a sense, especially kind of being long distance, was in Mississippi. Being away a year and a half and coming around every X amount of weekends. So the moment that it confirmed, I think was before this point. Before we got married, I knew that this is who I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I knew that this was someone that who could be my best friend and who I could go through the trenches with and would stick by my side as much as I would stick by theirs. So she has my back much like I have hers. And I think since then, before school, before this little girl, before all of this, that was kind of the moment. So when I decided I wanted to make her my wife, that's when I decided that whatever happened, this was it. This is who this journey was going to be taken with. And still to this day, I'm incredibly thankful that I made the right decision.
I mean, I would say the same. You have to know who you're in a relationship with. Marriage is a commitment that we were both prepared to put forth 100% into. So I knew I wanted to go through this journey with him from the very beginning. From the moment he got that interview email, I knew that. When he became a father and I became a mom, it just reconfirmed the love we have for each other, the dedication, the commitment we have for each other, and this process of dental school, because it definitely is a process. And with a baby, what happened? What happened? Okay, you want to be in the video? With Camille, it makes everything more worth it. Like the sacrifices we have to make, it makes everything worth it.
Okay, so the little bonus on here is, what advice would you give to people in a similar situation, or somebody that's coming into professional school that is like wondering whether they should have a relationship or not?
Well, be true to you. Be honest with yourself, okay? You can't lie to yourself about what you want, okay? So don't do that in general, all right? Say what you want, okay? Don't be afraid to say that's what you want. And if someone else can't give that to you, don't sacrifice that just to be in a relationship. It's not worth it, because you'll end up resenting that person, or they'll end up resenting you. So I would say stick true to who you are and what you want. Say what you want. If you can't get it from that person, that's okay. That's all right. Move on. But when you do find someone and they are worth that time, then, you know, why not?
Okay.
How about you?
Advice to somebody in this situation.
Shit, all this time to think of some advice.
I did. Okay, chill. He just woke me up very abruptly from a nap, so I'm still kind of waking up.
You saw how much energy he had earlier in this video, right?
No.
How she now just waking up.
Okay, but I'm still a little groggy. And I sprayed myself in the eye with bug repellent, so I'm just all over the place, y'all. So advice I would give is, if something is worth it and you see that it's worth it, then go for it. Like, nothing worth having at all is like not gonna come without a fight. It's not gonna come without you putting in the effort. So like Betty Wright says, anything worth having at all is worth working for and waiting for. Okay? So it's gonna take a little sacrifice, and just remember that this time while we're in school is very temporary, and like things will get greater later. So I'm trying to be in his bag, okay?
I'm in hers too.
You're not in my bag, stop saying that.
Yeah, I've been in the bag already.
Child, please. Ain't no bag to be in.
Okay. Free veneers for life.
Yeah.
Free whitenings.
No, he gonna have to pay me, y'all. You better stop telling people that.
See, I'm just saying. All right, Invisaligns, Like, let's go. I'm ready.
Pay me.
So, do you have any advice for the people out there?
Advice wise, if you're gonna do it, man, do it all the way. Don't half-ass it. Like, if you're gonna be in a relationship, like, know your partner at the end of the day. Cause it's gonna be some things said. It's gonna be some things that pop up. It's gonna be hard. So at the end of the day, like, know your partner, and if you love them hard. And if you think you can't be in that state, cut it out now. Like, save that person time and yourself some time. So maybe in the long run you can meet back up or whatever, but you never know.
It's hard work for sure. Try to stay balanced within your relationship. I'm a very OCD person, type A. So I have to learn to step back sometimes and allow him just to do. And that's extremely hard for me. So I like to try to channel that energy and trying to work more together as a partnership, as opposed to me always trying to be in control. So definitely try to balance that out and work with each other. Yep. That's it.
Yeah. You feel me, baby?
Get off of here.
Advice, I would say, again, make time for each other, because I think it's really important. Always know what you love in the other person, and spend those moments together, really enjoying each other. I think it makes your relationship stronger for sure, but it also, keeps you sane through dental school, professional school, and the moments that we get to spend together, and the dates we go on, and the trips we go on, all of these things, when we have time for them, they make life more enjoyable. So it makes dental school more enjoyable. You can't avoid all of the tests you have, all the projects you have, clinic, all of these things are still going to be there, but organize your schedule and make time for each other for sure. And don't miss out on things. Of course, there's some things you're going to have to miss out on because it's dental school, but don't miss out on meeting somebody. Don't miss out on taking adventures with them, because it's a long 4 years otherwise. All right, thank you.
Bonus advice. Bonus advice for a long distance relationship: you definitely have to know who you are as a person. It's really, really hard if you're out there trying to find and figure yourself out, to be able to, be responsive to your significant other at such a distance. You gotta have a strong foundation before you embark on that. I think a lot of our early issues was we really didn't have a strong enough foundation when we first started. But we're building that on the fly. I think we're in a good place now. And definitely, be a support to each other. Like, you have to be understanding of their schedule. I know with Sierra, she works 7 on, 7 off as an RN, and that means for 7 days straight, she's working at night and things like that. And I'm going to school and class and studying during the day, so that week itself kind of doesn't match up. Like, our schedules don't match up. So it's a struggle, but you have to be willing to, put your significant other first. You have to set aside that time. And look, it's a work in progress, because I still got to do stuff like that myself. You see the looks you're giving me. But yeah, it's worth it in the end. And even though we're still going through it. So, any advice you have to give people?
Same, but patience. Patience, 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 patience.
You want to elaborate on the patience?
It's a virtue.
Well, that's all from us. I really hope you guys take a lot from what we had to say. It's definitely worth it if the person is right. Definitely make sure you check off all your boxes, both of you guys together, before you embark on something like this. It's definitely strenuous, and it takes special people to be able to do it. Thank you.
Okay, any advice, Sour Patch? you get to the people?
Advice to what? To
Abundance. Okay. Relationship advice? Let's see. Always communicate. Be mindful of one another's feelings. Respect each other. Especially when you're in a long distance relationship. The time that you share, like in person, is so valuable, so precious, because you don't get that quality time as often. So I would say, like, enjoy every minute of it. Try not to argue, especially when you're together, because there's no time for that.
I mean, regardless of what the relationship it is, whether it is long distance or both of y'all in the same city, both of y'all living together, I think, to me, one of the advice that I could give someone is just be yourself, right? The earlier the other person realizes that they can't live with you, or the earlier you realize that you can't live with that person, the better it is, because really, instead of just putting up front, you just be wasting someone's time, and then like 10 or 15 years down the line, you're just like,
I want a divorce. That's not cool.
yeah, it's not cool. So be yourself right now. Either she or he likes it and they can tolerate it, or, you know, if that's not the case, you know, it's just, you might be better off just calling it a quit. Just be yourself.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try that because I'm gonna just go on the wrong note. So that's her thing. All right. Appreciate you, home. Oh, it was good as but you can't really be sitting down and try to do this whole thing. Weren't you supposed to do it before we even walk in?
No.
All right.
You don't remember?
I hope not.
Oh, wait, see, I messed up. All right.
I'm trying to tell you. All right. Don't be extra.
You don't remember?
I hope not. What do you mean?
So any advice that we have for just professional students, I guess, who are dating, or
yeah,
I think this is something that we kind of touched on before, but one thing would definitely be kind of making those boundaries between school and kind of like your life, and, you know, not letting school dictate your life. You know, for example, say you're studying during the day, make sure you kind of like cut it off at a time, so then evening you have time to, you know, spend with whoever, your family, friends, whatever. Just kind of creating boundaries, I think, is key to
honestly, for me, I need to have an identity outside of dental school. I can't just be a dental student. I have to be doing something else that it gives me some other purpose. I love this profession. I mean, I remember that I was a little kid helping my godfather in his office, but you know, the other side to that is you cannot be obsessed with you know, this career, because it can consume you, and it will. So for me, it's just have something outside of dental school where you just kind of like go off and just be someone else. And for us, our new hobby that we picked up, it's been hiking. For example, we haven't been hiking all that much, but we're trying
We've gone like twice.
to do that. We're trying to do that as much as possible, you know.
But putting an effort into something that we can do together, you know, that's not school related, has
definitely being,
yeah. Okay, that's good. Peace.
Cut.
Number 10, bonus advice. Outtakes.
Our advice is to, when you come to a relationship, make sure you evaluate who you're in a relationship with, but more importantly, evaluate yourself. And when I say that, I mean be 110% honest with yourself before you try and make a commitment, because things like dental school, things like marriage, things like parenthood, these are life-changing events and big milestones that carefully need to be thought out. And I'm not necessarily saying that, you know, make the perfect decision every time, but if you're going to go through these types of life-changing events with someone, make sure that you're doing it with someone that you know for sure you could see yourself doing it with. If I had any doubt in my mind that Alex wasn't the one or anything of that nature, then I don't think this would really work in terms of just a life perspective. So choose wisely, but most importantly, be honest with yourself in terms of who you choose, because it just makes the journey, not even dental school, but just life in general, that much more enjoyable. Because honestly, there's joy in my life despite all the stress we have going on. I don't think I could be any happier, and much of that's because of whom I'm going through this journey with. So
sweet.
I guess so.
Bonus advice: balance.
Balance.
Find a good balance.
That's so true.
Between studying, between
thank you,
having fun with your friends. I know Chris he's the vice president of his class in addition to everything else. So that's just added responsibility that does take away from our time as a family. But because we keep a schedule, because we communicate, it makes things easier for him to balance his life, and makes things easier for all three of us together as a whole, because we get invited to so many things, alumni events, birthday parties, just anything you can imagine.
Children's parties now.
Yeah. And so we have to just plug that in when we can, say no when we can't, and, you know, just try our best to follow through on what we say we're going to do, because it's hard when you get downtime. You want to just relax, but there's so much going on that you have to find time to fit it all in. Like, there's really not enough hours in the day, truly.
And I'd say with that, throughout all that balance, that make sure in that balance, when you're saying the no's and whatnot, and you're making those sacrifices, don't lose sight of the more and most important thing, your faith, if that's what you believe in. I know that's what we do, but most importantly, your family, because this is the glue that keeps us going. These two right here are my life. So I think make sure that you always keep that balance, and balance. Don't let the life and everything that life is bringing you and throwing at you start to pull you away from the things that matter most. So with that, I think we're done. Good?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Say thank you.
Say thank you. Say bye. Can you say bye?
Go ahead, you can.
Can you say bye?
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them down below, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
You're welcome. Now let's go.